Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on YouTube. But what the YouTube crew can't see is that I'm also broadcasting on Instagram from my phone. So there's going to be a little time weird thing going on because what you're going to get to see on Instagram is real time. What you're seeing on YouTube has a lag. And if you're watching this on Twitch, there is no lag. So we are streaming to Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. Just thought about doing it and I wanted to test the mic. Okay. I wanted to test the mic out to see if this microphone is connected to my phone, which it is, which is broadcasting to Instagram. That took way longer to say than it's supposed to be. Okay, this is excellent, guys. I'm loving this. This angle is weird. You're kind of looking up at the side of my face. Unless I turn around and look at you, then, you know, whatever. But it's fun. Now, here's the thing. Man, I'm trying to mess around with so many things right now. Just have a fun stream tonight. Welcome, folks, as you're coming into this on YouTube. If you call in on Instagram, I think if you're calling in on Instagram, I'm pretty sure the audio that's coming into Instagram will be picked up by my YouTube stream. I want to say I'm like 75% sure that'll happen. Because I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, I'm streaming tonight. Tomorrow night, for those who don't know on Instagram, Wednesday nights we do a live reaction. We do live reaction videos on YouTube. We stream, by the way, also every single day on YouTube. But we do live reactions. And tomorrow I won't be able to do it because I'm preoccupied from like, I don't know, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning till probably like 11 at night. So, yeah. Nick Quint says, live twice in a single day, the Lord, the Lord is good. Appreciate that, Nick. Appreciate it. Sounds good so far. That's really good to hear. David said, I feel closer to you now more than ever. Well, again, it's very interesting, right? Like you get more of a professional look on YouTube, background and all that stuff, and then not so much of a professional look on Instagram because you're just like really close to my face. And then you also see a part of the studio on Instagram that is not on YouTube ever. For example, that light, you never see it on YouTube. That little Armenian tray, you never see it on YouTube. And those two diplomas that I have, you never really see that on YouTube. So it is what it is. That's just the reality of it. Ladies and gentlemen, what we do is we answer questions about theology and God and apologetics, and that's just generally what we're geared towards. And sometimes we get into some really fun conversations and debates with friends and people who aren't friends, who end up becoming friends through our arguments. Very interesting observations going on here. We'll see how this goes. I don't think my YouTube crowd knows that I'm streaming. But they'll probably get the notifications and maybe show up. They might not show up. I've always found it interesting when it comes to Instagram and streaming onto Instagram because and I always find it interesting when other people are streaming onto Instagram because I open it and then I'll jump into their broadcast and at times pretty quickly I'll ditch their broadcast. So I assume people are doing the same thing to me. I was actually trying this mic out because if this mic didn't work out, I was going to try this one out. I just got this today. This is actually pretty cool. That says the battery percentage on this pack. This is a very slick sort of thing. By the way, this is like 20 something bucks. If you're interested in using your phone in different ways, I'm not getting paid for this. Okay, this is not a paid advertisement. I'm not even going to tell you what this company is because nothing on this says what it is. Unless you guys ask me, then I'll tell you. But I bought this on Amazon, and it's a mic. It's so you take this end and then you plug it into your phone, and then there's a charger to continue the charge going. But the case actually is a charging case. That's what I liked about this. So if your case is charged, you're always good on battery. And then instead of one mic, which this is the microphone for it, man, just phenomenal how small tech has gotten. Instead of one of these, it's got a little clip as well. You get two of them. The cool thing is that they simultaneously work. So you can actually do an interview with your phone with this $20-something mic. And have one on you, have one on the other person, and be completely fine. And your entire setup, you essentially will have a mobile setup that has pretty good audio coming through. That's amazing, guys. Here I am doing tech reviews for you guys. Okay? So if you're interested in investing into one of these, just shoot me a message. And I'll shoot you a link. And then you can go and buy that. All noise reduction algorithm pickup microphone can support continuous interview for 6 hours. 6 hours. Wow. It's pretty good. I tested it today and the audio was coming through pretty clear. Just what didn't have that like thunderous sort of thing that you might expect in some microphones. So if there's anything that is burning desire on your heart for you to know about, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to respond. What's up? What's up, Justin? What's going on? Hey, Instagram crowd, tell me if you can hear this. I don't think that was, yeah. So that's weird. Let's see. Let's check that again now. But you will probably hear this now. Instagram. Nope. Can't hear that either. Okay, so Instagram question coming in from Jesse. How do you forgive someone who's broke your trust? Well, depends on what the issue is. Like, how much of trust has been broken. How do you forgive them? I think forgiving them is a bit different there, Jesse, than like trusting them again. So you can forgive them for what they've done, meaning you don't hold it against them. Okay? And you don't hold that act against them. But it comes down to whether you can trust them again. And I think that's something that's probably will take some time to rebuild. So it would take a longer time of closer connection and relationship for you to rebuild that. And it's probably not going to be it's not going to be easy, frankly, is what I would say. Zoom in says, why did Jesus send the demons into the pigs? Didn't that basically destroy someone's livelihood, their estate? That's a very, very interesting question. Why did he send it to them? They asked to go into those herd. So that's okay. Parker's Pensies. What's up, man? That's a really good question. Didn't that basically destroy someone's livelihood, their estate? I don't know whether it would have destroyed their estate. Yeah, it would have damaged them financially. The demons asked to go into the pigs. Yeah, I probably don't have a good answer for this, man. Nothing at least that comes to my mind where I can go, yeah, here's a good answer for that. But that's a very good question. If anybody has an answer for that, you're more than welcome to try to answer it. We're like triple broadcasting, everybody. We're on YouTube, Twitch, and then on my phone. We are on the phone with Instagram. All of the same audio source. Yeah, Jesse said, what if the act is heinous? I don't know. I don't know there, Jesse. What I would say is, if it's like that and the trust has been broken like that, it could be that you could forgive them, but it's really never reconciled. Like on this side of eternity, it's not going to be the sort of thing that's reconciled. That's an option. Another one is that I think somebody mentioned in the comment section, they said, this has to be done with the Lord's help and in his strength, where God kind of supernaturally guides you and aids you in that. So. No worries, thanks. Someone told me that pork was basically like contraband at the time. I've heard this. But I didn't find the answer satisfying. And that's partly why I didn't give you that answer. So it's not necessarily that it's contraband. It's that the individuals were going against the law by keeping those things. But I think there is... What if they weren't Jews? I mean, why would that be such a insane idea for a bunch of non-Jews? Somebody actually mentioned that on YouTube here. Justin says Jews wouldn't have owned pigs. No, correct, and they wouldn't have been Jews. Nonetheless, Jesus is somehow affecting the income of those people, and I think that's a pretty good question. Again, it's probably whenever you come across questions like this, the immediate response isn't, "Hey, we just don't know," and nobody knows. Rather, I'm sure somebody's thought about this question, and so therefore you go and do your research and try to see what people have said about it. But again, very good question. I don't claim to know the answers to all the questions in the world, by the way. Okay, Mike's got a question. He says, not sure if you have been following news lately. Did you see Egypt did not allow Travis Scott to perform at the pyramids? No, I haven't seen this. Due to satanic rituals performed during his music performance. Wow. Well done, Egypt. Yeah. I haven't seen this. Let me actually look this up, Mike. Egypt bans Travis Scott. The thing is, Mike, I'm so not into kind of culture. Al Jazeera reports, ladies and gentlemen. Here, for the YouTube folks, I'll put this on the screen. So, Al Jazeera reports. Here we are. Egypt bans rapper Travis Scott's pyramid concert after campaign. Egypt's powerful musician syndicate argues U.S. artist concert would go against our traditions. A concert by the U.S. rapper Travis Scott at the Giza pyramids have been banned by the Egyptian Musicians Syndicate after an online campaign against the hip-hop heavyweight. International music stars often perform at the base of Egypt's famed pyramids, near the capital of Cairo. And the Powerful Musicians Union rarely opposes such events. However, in recent years, it has spearheaded a fight against musical genres deemed improper in Egypt, with rap a frequent target. So it seems to me that they're going after rap specifically. But let me read on. Egypt has also increasingly opposed what it views as a rewriting of its history, finding fault with African American movements that claim cultural affiliation with the ancient Egyptian pharaohs. So what it's basically saying is, this is a common trend in the United States of conversation, that the ancient Egyptians were black because they're African, where you get more of the Coptic sorts, right? Egyptians, Copts, where they're saying, no, you shouldn't be saying this. It goes against our tradition. Very recently, I think this became a point of conversation when I think there was a movie about Cleopatra that had come out. And so, and the Egyptians had issues with that, saying, no, she would have looked this way. Okay. Okay, so it says, after examining social media content and the artist's positions, the syndicate found images and documented information on the strange rituals he practices which go against our traditions. The statement said without specifying which rituals it was referring to. So if this has to do with like satanic sort of stuff, yeah, dude, that's cool. They have a complete right to do that. And to say, you know, our traditions are this, we don't believe that stuff, and we don't want that stuff performed in our country. Nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Ahead of the move, social media users launched a campaign to cancel Scott's concert, citing the American rapper's Afrocentrism, which highlights the role of black Africans in shaping humanity. So there's two things going on here, it seems to me. One is rituals, or whatever that may mean. Could be the satanic stuff, if there is any. And the other one being that it's this heavy influence of Afrocentrism, especially when it comes to Egypt, saying that they're black Africans who founded Egypt and ran with it and all that. By the way, Nos was saying that kind of stuff in the mid 2000s, early to mid 2000s, right? That these were black faces that were defamed and so on and so forth. There's something in the article that I mentioned with the Cleopatra documentary. The cancellation of Scott's Egypt concert follows some Egyptians' angry reaction to the release of Netflix's docudrama about Cleopatra over its portrayal of the ancient Egyptian queen by a black actress and what they view as cultural appropriation and a glossing over of the presence of non-black Egyptians in ancient Egypt. Excuse me. So Mike says, at the Astro World concert, had a life-size scale of Caesarea Philippi Gates of Hell portal. I've seen that. Yeah, there's plenty of Christian YouTubers reacted to that, and they made videos about that, Mike. So I've seen it. I've seen plenty of reactions to that. But even just like for the Egyptians to say, hey, we don't want this, it goes against our tradition, and whatever those traditions might be. Right? Like, here's the thing Americans need to realize, that whatever's popular here isn't necessarily the case when it comes to places that we're speaking about and saying that was the case or whatever like that, right? Cleopatra was part Greek. That's a Twitch comment coming in from Nicholas. She was a Ptolemy. She was a part of the Ptolemaic Empire. Just reading comments, guys. Just reading comments, trying to catch up. Hang on. What's up, American Cuban? How you doing, man? Excuse me. Cleopatra was part psychic. Okay, I'm not going to get into that stuff. But yeah, all power to the Egyptians, man. No issue. I'm a Liverpool fan. Mohamed Salah plays for Liverpool, so we're good. We're good to go. Apologian, guys, relax. Relax before some of you guys go, oh, Arthur, you just relax. It's okay. Breathe in, out. All good. Okay? Because, you know, someone's out there like, oh, did you hear what he said? Hey, look, man, I just... Snoop Dogg is going to Armenia. I used to listen to Snoop Dogg's music, but I just don't like it. It's like, it's just nonsense. It's like, what's the point? I just don't like this kind of music. I think it's dumb. Look, I'm a big fan of people having convictions and standing upon their convictions. I might disagree with their convictions, and I do in various contexts. And that's okay, that's normal. But I like it when people are bold enough to stand on their conviction. That's just the bottom line. And I will defend your right to have convictions and to defend your convictions in any given context. And if the Egyptian people say, we don't want this kind of music in our country, props to the Egyptian people. for standing up. And for not being afraid of, by the way, being called racist or whatever else might come their way. Egypt is pretty diverse when it comes to its makeup, right? Its ethnic makeup. Okay, so Mike's in the music world, by the way, everybody, and so he's letting me in on these music secrets. I could be hearing wrong, but at his last concert in Rome a few days ago, he called out to Nimrod twice in his set. Dude, this if this is true, this is like straight up weird. Hang on. Google is our friend. Let's see. I've heard the Egyptians mistreat the Coptic Christians. Correct. So that's more of a religious issue there, because there are non-black Muslim Egyptians, obviously. I've heard they are only allowed to manual labor and are colloquially called street sweepers. I didn't know that, Nicholas, but that's not surprising to me. Predominant Islamic country. So yeah, if that's true, I would not be surprised by that. Okay, let me do some research here, some internet research. I'm not seeing anything pop up, but yeah. Type in YouTube Travis introducing Kanye. Okay, so yeah, there's videos of that. Travis Scott brings out Kanye West in Rome. Okay, hang on here. That's a TikTok video. Oh my, now how much I hate TikTok. Such a cesspool.
In every motherfucking thing.
Well, okay, so there's some hide your wives, hide your kids, folks. Please, there's some cussing in this for the YouTube crowd who's gonna watch this right now.
Being on this motherfucking planet that has ever walked side by side with me through anything.
Wait!
In every motherfucking thing. So the only thing I can ever do, Chase B.
What's up, bro?
Chase B.
We can do it.
That she wrote to the young.
I have no idea what's going on. Sorry. Excuse the language there. I prefer words, guys. Sorry, guys. Excuse that. What are your thoughts about Neo taking and standing against cancel culture regarding his podcast for speaking up against children should not make decisions on gender nonsense? I think I saw this individual. Oh my gosh, man, I sound like a grandfather. Yeah, I saw this dude. Some people were sharing. I have no idea who this is, by the way. A musician, again. I know that. But I watched the video, the clips that were being shared, and it seemed to me that it was, again, it's people are having some common sense reactions, right? Like, And I'm not talking about individuals like me who would be ideologically against these things, like God is against it, is sinful, X, Y, and Z. A lot of these people are like, look, man, you're an adult, you're whatever, like you want to do whatever you want to do. We don't care. And we don't really even care what you're doing with your own kids. At that point, I would say you should care because it's the well-being of their kids. But the response is, but don't bring that stuff on our kids. Okay. So, yeah. Hey, Arthur, just wondering if you're similar with Eli. Do you mean familiar with Eli Ayala? Yes, not too familiar, but I have a very good friend that listens to Eli quite a bit. I think I'm Facebook friends with Eli. And I have given my word to my good friend who might be watching, I'm not sure, that one of these days I'm going to reach out to Eli to have him on to discuss different apologetic perspectives. Mike says, Arthur, this is Mike Ross from YouTube. Mike says, are you interested in the topic of annihilationism versus conditional immortality? Like enough to have a talk about it sometime. Not yet. I didn't want to like just ignore that. I'm interested in it, but not enough. Okay, so Mike's gonna email me. This is another. There it is. Oh, dude, you are quick. So this is, this had cussing in it, Mike, and I don't know how I can. Let me actually play it without. Okay, I see what. Yeah. So there's no cussing in this. I'm gonna bring this up on. Hey, 1180. Do you keep up the great work, man? Also, football is back. Hala Madrid. Eddie, I have a fantasy league that is for the Apologia Center folks. If you want to join it, let me know. Shoot me an email at info@apologiacenter.com. Then I'll send you that. Okay. So we're gonna play this for the YouTube crowd. Again, I'm not a person who's in this kind of cultural makeup when it comes to the rap and the rap. Dude, that's so... Oh man, I sound like an old man. The rap. I have issues, guys. Sorry. But these rappers, I just like these musicians generally, I don't know anything about them much because look, man, I got 3 kids. I got another one on the way. I got way too much stuff to think about doing ministry and trying to keep afloat with culture. but like not be infused in it. So predominantly, most of the time, I know what's going on in these things because of YouTube and watching videos and saying, is this in any way connected to spirituality and faith and God, Jesus and the Bible? Then I can comment on that. Beyond that, it's kind of beyond my scope, right? But when they come out and they say things like from the Bible, or they say the Bible teaches X, Y, and Z, then okay, now they're in my kind of arena, and I can speak with them. We're gonna listen to this and what he's saying, and then see if we can bring in some thoughts about that. How about that? Okay. So he calls out Kanye. This is in Italy. So Travis Scott brings out Kanye West live at the Circus Maximus in Italy. And for the Instagram folks, you can't hear this. But the statement is that he says Nimrod a bunch of times. Okay? So, and then we'll look at Nimrod in the Bible.
Let's rock. Let's rock. Yeah. I'm shaking the drop. I'm shaking the drop. I'm still up on top.
So like twice he says Nimrod. It seems to me that it says Nimrod. If I'm wrong about that, people can correct me. But yeah, so what is Nimrod, right? Like that's the question. And I'm going to open up the Bible. We're doing multiple things here, guys, okay? So we're going to go to Genesis chapter 10. And it says, the sons of Ham. So these are the sons of Ham. Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush are Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Rama, Sabteka. The sons of Rama are Sheba and Dedan. Cush fathered Nimrod, and here's the statement: he was the first on earth to be a mighty man. Okay, now that's the translation, or it could be translated as he began to be a mighty man on the earth. He began to be a mighty man on the earth. Seems like he's a dictator of sorts, if you want to think about it like that. But I say that as I'm going to also read a little commentary about that. So the commentary reads the following way. It says, inserted in this table of nations is the story of Nimrod. This is the first begot, NIV was the father of, section, and forms a major stylistic break from the tribal names preceding it. Attempts to identify or date Nimrod have proven unsuccessful because his name seems to be connected with the verb to rebel. So Nimrod is connected with rebellion. Tradition has identified him with tyrannical power, like I said, dictatorship. He was the founder of the earliest imperial world powers in Babylon and Assyria. Nimrod is the father of these nations, essentially, that become in the biblical tradition and thinking. Nimrod is, again, Babylon, right? It's the place of like anti-God. The table simply presents him as a mighty hunter, a trait found commonly in Assyrian kings. He was founder of several powerful cities. The centers he established became major enemies of Israel. Now, I don't want to go into all the different directions that you can potentially and possibly go into with Nimrod, because some of this stuff is connected to demons and Nephilim and mighty men and all that stuff, right? And it's connected to the Tower of Babel and being against God. So there's a lot of extra biblical writing about Nimrod. Okay. But Why even do that is the question. Like, why, if he's calling out for if he's saying Nimrod, my immediate question is like, why? What's the point? Okay, here I'll read some of the extra biblical stuff. So later extra biblical traditions identified Nimrod as the ruler who commissioned the construction of the Tower of Babel, which led to his reputation as a king who was rebellious against God. In Hinduism, Ram is God and Cush is one of his twin sons. So Jesse, I don't know if there's an actual connection there in regards to what the Bible's saying about these individuals, and then within the Hindu tradition, I just don't know. So, by the way, so what I was saying was Nimrod is used as like a synonym for Babylon or Assyria. And the way we know this, scripturally speaking, is in the first book. It's in First Chronicles 1:10, and it says the land of Nimrod, which is used as a synonym for Assyria or Mesopotamia. Okay, now, look, you can find this on Wikipedia, as a matter of fact. So let's go to Micah 5:6. So it's not like secret knowledge, right? So in Micah 5:6, it says, they shall shepherd the land of Assyria with the sword and the land of Nimrod as its inheritance, right? And again, there Nimrod is being paralleled with Assyria. And Assyria and Babylon being, right, like this, the land of Shinar, which is where the Tower of Babel is constructed, essentially, as a rebellious act towards God. That's interesting, man. See, here's my main kind of issue with some of this stuff. I don't know whether these people know, like, they're going to get a reaction. Like, if one of these people, like, they're really into whatever, Illuminati symbolism or whatever like that, and then they end up going on, they end up doing a major tour that's got a lot of attention on it and stuff like that, and they go, man, if I even say Illuminati, or if I do some kind of a sign, it's like a marketing ploy, right? Like, it's going to get so many more people talking about me and what we're doing and all of that. And so, and then they do it. Like, I don't know whether that's the heart behind some of this stuff, or they're genuinely doing it because they believe this stuff. Like, again, that's just my personal opinion on the matter. I just don't know, because I don't trust them. I don't trust them in the sense of like the marketing folks behind them. These marketing folks will have them do all sorts of stuff so they can make more money. And then, so that's an option that's out there. Mike is multitasking. He says, I'm actually watching some Parks and Rec right now with my wife, as well as watching Arthur. Dude, put the phone down, stop watching my stream, and go hang out with your wife. In secular historical analysis, the doctrine of conditional immortality reconciles the ancient Hebrew view of humans are mortal with the Christian view that saved will live forever. Interesting point. So hit that like button. I was talking to the YouTube guys, Instagram. It's okay. I'm there with you. You got me. Super. For those who've seen that dude's cooking shows or videos on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button. And look, guys, it's 9:01 here on the west coast of the United States of America. Tell us what time it is where you are. That goes for the Instagram folks as well, the Twitch folks who are watching. What time is it where you are? Tell us the place and the time. Okay. Mike says, do you think it's a marketing ploy or are they trying to summon entities to their concert? I have no idea. Both of those things are very real options to me, Mike. They really are. So, because of the way that modern marketing works, right? Just I don't know how many videos there are on even YouTube to like type that in and see reaction videos. It's marketing. Millions and thousands of people are watching that, right? Or they could seriously be into this stuff, as people have been for a very long time. People have been into occultic practices and demons and so on and so forth. And they actually think that by performing these things, or it's some form of a ritual, and it's going to do something to them. Both of those are very, very likely. Sky Apologetic says, also, have you heard of Psi 10? Yes, I have. Yes. I have a very comical wife who's watching this stream right now on Instagram, and she wrote, it's 9:02 p.m. here in Hawaii. Seattle, 9:03. 12:02, that's somewhere on the East Coast. Sorry, East Coast folks, for this late night stream. But I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. That is why I'm streaming today. I mean, unless I stream off my phone tomorrow, like quickly or something, using this device I just purchased. Hey, if I was being sponsored, that's a totally amazing segue I would do, right? I would just like come into, I will not be in my office tomorrow. I'll be streaming tomorrow. And if you want your streams to sound as good as mine, you might think about purchasing this device. You know what's always funny to me is like the 1950s interviews, studio interviews, where like in the middle of the interview, they'll pull out a cigarette and then hand it over the person they're interviewing, and they'll both start smoking and then be like, Marlboro, this refreshing something. It's like, you guys seen these? Instagram folks, I really wish I could show you guys all the stuff I'm able to show all the YouTube folks. But again, Instagram hasn't given me the authority, or not the authority, it hasn't given me the ability to stream from my desktop to Instagram. Some people have the ability to do that, by the way. It's a random lottery that I guess they chose. Old 1950s interviews. So if you want to see more, go from Instagram to YouTube. Smoking ads. Two-part question. What time do you wake up and do you drink coffee? Yes, I drink coffee, and I don't wake up at the same time every day. So it really depends on what time I go to bed. Sometimes I'm actually like in my office till like 2 editing. So that means I'm not going to wake up at 6 a.m. or whatever, right? So 9, 8:30. Today I woke up at 5:30. So yeah, sort of all over the place. I'm hoping over the next number of months that becomes a lot more consistent due to a number of different factors. But yeah. It's also the case where you have children, and then I should probably be getting a lot of sleep over the next number of months, because once our baby arrives, that probably means, how do you like your coffee? The way God made it. Black, no sweeteners, no sugars, no cream, nothing. Coffee is of the Lord. Okay. This is random. Have you ever been to Fresco, California? No, I don't think I have been to Fresco, California. No, that's not Fresco. Fresno. Sorry. The writing is very small. I have been to Fresno, California. Yes, yes. Sorry. Even when I'm wearing glasses, if it's really, really small, I can't remember. But yes, I've been to Fresno multiple times. I will be in Fresno in September. And hopefully some other time this upcoming year. Here's a comment that just came in on my YouTube, guys. This is hilarious. Let me read this to everybody, okay? Don't ever forget the clergy project for when you finally get tired of making excuses for why your imaginary God needs people to explain what he is and does and cares about. Shame he seems to require powerful people like you to explain everything for him, since he apparently is incapable of speaking for himself. Unless you consider the Bible as God's revelation, then God's spoken about himself, and what the rest of us are doing is just repeating what God has spoken about himself. Okay. I kind of feel sorry for him. Well, why would you feel sorry for a God that doesn't exist? That seems pretty contradictory. So earlier on, he said that this is an imaginary God. So if it's an imaginary God, that means this God doesn't exist. Why? Like, I don't feel sorry for Pinocchio, because you seem a lot more real and potent than he has ever been. Then you shouldn't feel sorry for a non-existent being. Maybe the reason you feel sorry for him is because you don't really believe he doesn't exist. Maybe. Don't forget, though, the clergy project. I have no idea what he's talking about. By the way, I'm probably gonna. I hope I'm not saying something that's like insane. They will welcome you to reality with open arms. You won't have to feel guilty about all the people you misled, since we understand you were just an indoctrinated victim yourself. Those are the sort of comments I get, folks. So I've seen some of these. Mike, for those who don't know, Mike sent me a PDF of some Illuminati imagery and them. Mike, did you write this? This is from the Journal of Humanities and Social Sciences Innovation. So this is a peer-reviewed journal article that he sent me from 2022. Symbols and forms of Satanism represented in Travis Scott concert, Astroworld. So I've seen some of these. Some of these look very familiar because I've watched videos and explanations on a number of these things. Yeah, look, man, I don't. It's not out of the realm of possibility for me that this guy's really into satanic rituals and stuff. I will look at this when I have some time to read it, but I'm looking at the images right now, and they're right on. Thanks for that, man. Hey, David, with that super chat. Thank you, David. Very much appreciated. That $5 super chat coming in. Like the stream, everybody. David's giving a super chat to me and telling you guys to hit the like button. Seriously, what dedication. Appreciate it, David. Do you think it stains teeth? I have no idea. Maybe, probably. Anyone else drink it? Dark brew? Here's a question for Arthur. Let me say this to the Instagram folks. Instagram folks, appreciate you guys being gone. Jump over to YouTube and let's continue this discussion. This was sort of like a test for Instagram to see how the audio comes through, and it came through well. I might actually just stream to Instagram using this audio because this mic, because it sounds phenomenal. Yeah. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Apologia Center. The links are all inside the link tree link in my bio. So check that out, and hopefully we'll connect later sometime. So that's for y'all on Instagram. Take care. God bless you guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Mm. Okay, here's a question for Arthur. What, in your opinion, is the best argument for Calvinism and worst argument for Calvinism? Justin, why do you have to do this, man? What do I think is the best argument for Calvinism? It's not necessarily an argument for Calvinism, but it's I would say it's a strength of is it communism? It's late, guys. Okay, I'm tired. Did I say Calvinism or communism? Okay. So it's a strength of Calvinism, I think. As a system, it has the ability to answer certain questions systematically, um, in a more concise, well-rounded way. So it is a strength of the view to so for example, like to answer questions about like what about people who never heard, right? Like so systematically, it's got a better answer to that question. Um, it's more clean cut, I guess, that demands less explanation. The worst argument for Calvinism. Um, oh, my eyes are bothering me. The worst argument for Calvinism would be. I'm not going to be sarcastic here. I don't. The way. Again, this is not an argument for or against it, but the assumptions when it comes to the free will conversation, I think, is a weaker point. Like it's this philosophical system that's assumed into Calvinism, and in my opinion, read onto the text of the Bible, gives it a certain kind of weakness. That's interesting. The best argument for Calvinism is the canon or inspiration. Yeah, we'd have to like speak about like where you're coming from when it comes to this. By the way, I'll probably end up taking the stream down after we're done. Just letting you guys know. Did you guys see this AI debate that Cameron Bertuzzi put out? Men carried out their writings, yet it was God who orchestrated those writings to be scripture. Yeah, I don't necessarily think. I think this could be answered, in my view, pretty easily. Israel says, "Have you ever spoken in tongues?" Yes, I have. I actually speak in tongues fairly frequently. Probably spoke in tongues today. My energy level just like dropped. I didn't know you. Yeah. I probably pray in tongues. I don't want to say every single day because I don't pray in tongues every single day. But at the very least, 2 to 3 times in a week in my prayer time. Okay, so there's a super chat that just came in again by David. David's rolling in the dough today. He said, "I truly believe this channel has so much potential, but the chat gets so many trolls. We need more educated Christians that are willing to learn more." I appreciate it, David. Yeah, I appreciate the fact that you're saying that this channel has great potential. I believe so as well. And I really think, so David, I truly think that it is a matter of time. This channel's gone through a steady increase in regards to its viewership, in regards to its consistency of live streams, all of it. Like folks being really dedicated and committed to this channel and what we do. I mean, over the last year, I'm actually looking at the analytics now. Over the last 365 days, this channel has had 197,000 views. We've had 15,000 hours of watch time. Guys, 15 hours of watch. We used to, like, I was dying to get to 4,000 hours of watch time so we can get monetized. We're at 15.5, and we've done this all over the last year. Okay. We've increased our subscriber count by 3,000 new subscribers. So we are exactly 3,000. We are at 4,640, means exactly 365 days ago, this channel had 1,640 subscribers. In the last year, that's gone up 3,000 times, right? So by 3,000 new subscribers. And so it's steady, it's going. We're waiting to hit 5K. The key figures that we're looking ahead to are 5K and then 75K and then 10,000. I think it's a time where it's steady growth is much better than just like going viral. And like going viral, I wouldn't be against it, obviously, but I've seen channels go crazy viral and then they get less people on live streams and views on videos, and they have many more subscribers, many more subscribers, 200, 3,000 subscribers, but they're not getting much. So yeah. Brother, a while back, you had a guest speaker who spoke about John Gatto's book. Correct. That was my friend Jason. The Underground History of America's Education. And I connected the dots. And ever since then, I've been mind blown. Well, I'm very happy that you've enjoyed John Gatto's books. And hopefully that'll give you a proper view of education and why homeschooling is an option, and even the various ways you can homeschool. But yeah, my friend Jason. So I would agree with by the way, my friend Jason was the one that was on, and so yeah, well, we'll probably have him on again. David, I agree. In regards to the chat, like we it's very difficult for me to keep up with all the comments that come into the chat, and then even seeing the difference. Like I want to engage one person, but there's 3 people, and today was kind of insane, right? Because I had a Muslim, a Jew, and an atheist in the comments, all talking about different stuff, and it makes sense to have Christians and then know that there's trustworthy, intelligent Christians in the comment section that are responding to the stuff that I'm not responding to on air, in a loving, gracious, kind manner. And if I realize that my people in the chat, whether they're mods and whether they're just people who watch the channel, are being rude and ignorant and really calling people names and stuff like that, it's just not something I'm looking forward to in my chat. And so if I realize it's getting out of hand, then I'll just block my own folks. Tell them, no, that's not the way we do things. So yeah. Israel says, 100%, man. It's a matter of time before things explode. Appreciate your knowledge and consistency to talk. I appreciate that, Israel. Really do. I do my best. I try my best. So, guys, it is 9:28. I'm gonna say good night to you guys because I gotta go to sleep. I gotta wake up 6 in the morning and drive probably like an hour away or something like that. Or I think it's 6 in the morning. It's not, might be a little later than that. Something like that, right? You guys, I've got 2 guests confirmed. I got another one who I think I might have gotten the 31st booked as well. So for our Thursday interviews, this Thursday I might not have someone, but definitely the following 3 Thursdays we'll have guests. If I don't have someone by this Thursday, we'll have guests the following 3, and then they're really cool guys. So excited for that stuff. With all that said, good night. This stream is going to go down. So God bless you guys. Won't see you tomorrow, and hopefully we'll see you Thursday. So take care. Bless you.